And on your webpage, you even talk about calling the Irish diaspora home. Are you advocating an open door policy to anyone who can prove Irish heritage, similar to Israel's right of return law?
Absolutely. I think that, if you look at the world, if you look at the biggest phenomenon in the last few years, Brian, financially, has been social networking. Okay? You think about this is Facebook for the nation. It's for the willing. You don't have to coerce people. You don't have to, it's not something that's exclusive. What you basically say is that the tribe, in an era of services, the Americans and the Irish are not going to end up making stuff in the future, okay? In an era of services, the most important thing is soft power, not hard power. You don't need a big military. If you look at the countries who are doing very well, it's Ireland, Singapore, Hong Kong. We don't have militaries. You don't need hard power. You need soft power, branding, networking, contacts, all these issues. And what better way?
You might want to tell Clinton, Obama, and McCain that.
Well, it's bloody self-evident. They should just open the window and have a gander. And if you look at this, Brian, what is more evocative than these ancient ancestral ties, which are real, which are absolutely real? And we could put together an extraordinary network of Irish people, which would benefit both America and Ireland.
Brendan in Manhattan, you're on WNYC. Hi, Brendan.
Hi, Brian. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
And to you.
Brendan, how you doing?
Good. I was one of the last to leave in the mid to late 80s, just before the boom. And now that I go back, and I have two younger brothers who've never understood the whole idea of being unemployed and holding a job, and if God forbid you had a car, that you took care of it. And it's amazing now going back there. I feel a lot safer walking down the streets in New York than I would in Dublin or even my hometown of RD in County Louth.
Well, Brendan, it's again, this is the very interesting. Towards the end of the boom, which I celebrate, and I think it's a good thing, Brendan. I was a bit like you. I was a dishwasher in Bleecker Street in 1988 in a place called the Red Lion. You may or may not know.
Yes, I
do. And with a whole other bunch of Irish guys. But I think what is happening is that there is now a dawning on most of us at home that the last 10 years were a bit like a dream, a bit like a bubble. And as you said, people changing their cars. I presume you're referring to your brothers changing their cars every 2 or 3 years. There is more crime on the street than there used to be in the past. But I think that in general, Brendan, it is a much better country, even for all these warts, than the country that you and I left. If you imagine what RD was like in the late 80s, I presume you can still remember it extremely well. So I think the best way to look at Ireland is a country that has gone through enormous social change in 10 years, the sort of social change that maybe the United States went through in 50 or 60 years. And we're now in a state what I would call of social indigestion. We're just trying to digest the whole thing. And there are issues that we're going to get our act together. But ultimately, I think that Brendan, it is a better place. And these problems are very solvable.
Well, New York is a better place for all the Irish people here. And David McWilliams, thank you very much for stopping by.
Thanks very much, Brian.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
To you too. Thank you very much.
Do you try to avoid Danny Boy today?
I am going to go later on with a couple of delinquents from Brooklyn that never came home. And they're going to show me the ropes tonight.
Glass of green beer for you.